Yeah. Really, the question I had is on that last second goal. It looked like Raider was just wide open on the cross. Who was supposed to be marking her? What went wrong in the situation?
Actually, I haven't looked at the video yet, but I guess what I'm most proud of is we played the worst half of the year in the first half, and the second half we played a lot better. I mean, Duke has a lot of talented kids that we recruited, and the second half I thought was much better for us. I thought the Duke's first half strategy was outstanding. They were sort of in a mid-block. We couldn't do anything against it. And what happened in the second half, I thought our kids did a lot better. We want to play the perfect combination of direct and indirect game. We went a little bit more direct, and I think that created some chances. It pushed them out of their mid-block, so I thought the second half was better. But still, we got to figure out ways to close games out. That seems to be a common theme. We also have to figure out a way to finish penalty kicks. I think we might be, 1 for 5 in penalty kicks this year, which is not a very good penalty kick percentage. So yeah, we've got to do a better job.
I guess Tori was your go-to person last year, and then nobody's really.
Right. Yeah, everyone this year doesn't seem to finish it, and so. But the reason you play a schedule in preparation for the tournaments is to take care of some things where you were exposed, and that's obviously an area where we are exposed. So we've certainly got to work on that a bit as well.
And then Duke always plays you tough. He had the 2 games last year, and the penalty kicks in the ACC tournament. I mean, the game here was closer than the score indicated. So they've really battled you in recent years.
They have. They're certainly an above-average academic institution. So in our demographic, that's something that's very attractive. So they're always going to have good players. And it's a rivalry game, so they're always going to play us tough. So yeah, I thought Duke, first half especially, was outstanding.
It seemed like when you against your reserves is where they really started to push there in the second half.
Yeah, and yet I think it's because our reserves continued to wear them out a bit. I think that contributed to us controlling the game in the second half. So you're right, the reserves were pushed around a bit. But I think resting the first team players also put us in a wonderful position for the second half, which is one of the reasons I think we pushed them back a bit.
And what did you see on that Duke goal?
Actually, from my angle, I didn't really see that much. I mean, obviously, I'd look at the tape and have a better opinion of it. But I credit Duke. They didn't give up. They hung in there, and they scored a nice goal. So credit them.
And Emily's your goal scorer now, I guess.
Colton, yeah. Colton's on a tear. Second game in a row. And she is a goal scorer. So obviously proud of her. She's a wonderful player, and I'm just excited. She scored 2 games in a row.
And it feels like you're just not taking advantage of all your chances again. Well, 1-0 games where it seems like you could have had 2 or 3.
I don't know if we had that many good chances, but I think Duke probably had, with the exception of the penalty kick miss, Duke probably had the best chance that missed in the first half. They had a kid that had an open shot. She pulled it wide left. So I think in the first half, Duke clearly had the best opportunity. Second half, the penalty kick was clearly our best opportunity other than the goal that we scored. But again, credit the rivalry, credit Duke, credit the ACC. It's obviously a great conference. And every game is going to present different challenges.
Kind of deja vu with the Florida State game?
Yeah, I mean the NCAA championship game last year. I mean, yeah, we can sort of add all those different things up, and so this is becoming a theme that we don't want to keep repeating.
Yeah, well, what do you think about the crowd today? Plenty of UNC fans coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate our fan support. We have traveling fans, not that Duke's so far away that it's a huge sacrifice to travel, but I want to thank all the Tar Heels that were here today because it felt like a home game.
What about Emmy's game today? I mean, she got more activity than she normally gets, and she had a really good overall game.
Yeah, no, she's a good goalkeeper. I certainly trust her. Obviously, she's got to learn how to burn the clock better. The series that led to the goal was she caught it and then sort of rushed her kick. It wasn't a really good kick. Duke had a throw in, they changed the point, and all of a sudden it's in the back of our net. She's got to learn to burn the clock a little bit better. We as a team certainly have to do a better job of burning the clock. Emmy's an excellent goalkeeper, and we have certainly a lot of faith in her, and she does a really good job for us.
I read a story about these, secret private workouts between her and Moxley that you ended up finding out about. What do during her freshman year when she wasn't really playing, what does that say about who she is as a player?
Well, we've got just an extraordinary goalkeeper coach in Nathan Thackeray, and what he was saying, because he already coaches goalkeepers at a pro level. In fact, the backup for the U.S. full national team starter is his kid, Murphy, from the Carolina Courage. And what he says about Emmy, I think, is a wonderful compliment, especially coming from Nathan Thackeray. He said she's already a professional. She eats like a pro, she hydrates like a pro, she gets sleep like a pro, she's in the weight room like a pro, she trains like a pro. And I think that's a wonderful compliment from someone that, is a goalkeeper coach in the professional league. And I think that says it all about Emmy Allen. She's also gotten better every year, and we can count on her. I mean, she is a very, very hard-working young woman, and she's an excellent college goalkeeper.
Yeah, you kind of already talked about it a little bit, but that last second goal, how does that impact how you look back on this game?
Well, obviously, it's sort of leaves a bad taste in all of our mouths. So that's certainly not the way we want to finish any game, and certainly not a game against our rival. So there is a bit of a bitter taste of the last minute because we let them back in.
How do you rank frustration between this and the FSU game?
This is possibly a little bit more frustrating because we were basically in their end most of the time, although the possession percentages for this game and the Florida State game are the same. We had 58% of the possession in this game and against Florida State. Florida State and Duke had 42%. So we're certainly proud of the way we can keep the ball in the way we play in general. So, we're not jumping off bridges, and this is a good team.
Was that the TV said that was a 3-2-4-1? Is that accurate?
Yeah, our system is, the starting system was a 3-2-4-1. At the end, we played a 4-2-3-1. Okay. So that's our sort of in-game system.
Yeah, so you go to Florida State, or not Florida State, Wake Forest on Friday, excuse me. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously the ACC is a strong conference, and y'all are kind of in an offensive lull, it feels like, after, Thursday and today. Now, how do you get the offense back up and running?
Well, I think we're playing the game the right way. I think our chances will come, although Wake has a wonderful defense, and so I think it'll be another challenging game for us to try to create chances and score chances for sure.
Excited to see Emily Murphy again?
Yeah. I mean, Murph has ascended to the captaincy at Wake, so we're very proud of that. She wears the armband, and she's a great kid, and she's having a lot of success, and obviously we're excited for her.
Couple questions about Julia. I'm wondering how her experience as a national champion with women's lacrosse allows her to support this team as y'all chase 23-23.
Yeah, she could obviously support it a lot better if she weren't her. But she's just a wonderful kid. I mean, last year she was one of our best players because that year we lost so many defenders. And so I really like Julia, not just as an athlete, but also as a human being. I just like everything about her. She's got this really sort of cool vibe that I like. She doesn't take herself so seriously that she spends half of her life in catatonic depression. No, I think she's filled with a nice amount of joy. She's also wonderfully bright, so you can actually have a conversation with her about anything because she's conversational. And she lives with a smile on her face. She's just a really, really wonderful human being. And so we miss having her on the field, but yeah, she's an important sort of fixture in the senior leadership just because she's universally respected, and we all have great affection for her. And yet we miss seeing her on the field.
How is she doing in her recovery? I know she's...
I see her, in fact, yesterday I was looking at her in the warm-up, and I thought she's getting a lot of her speed back, which is fantastic, because obviously when the ACL becomes a part of your recovery process, coming back off that. And the things you lose immediately are your agility, your speed, your quickness. And I saw her in the warm-up doing some sprints, and she's got a lot of her speed back already.
How is she? What sets her apart maybe from some other players that you've coached throughout your career?
What's
she's only
interesting,
six-
we were
six
joking
UNC
out here. Right there is when she won the start for us her freshman year. She had a horrific collision with a Duke player, and she popped right up like, it's a walk in the park. So I remember thinking to myself, yep, that's a Tar Heel. We're going to start her. So it was this field when we decided that kid has to be on the field for us as a full-time player. So she won the start out here against a rival, and she's been fantastic for us. In case I haven't told Jenny Levy enough, this is the second player on lacrosse scholarship that has started for us in the back. Maggie, Tom, what's the lacrosse Maggie's last name? She started for us for 3 or 4 years. Maggie Bill is the first more recent lacrosse signee that starts for us, and now it's Julia Dorsey. So I want to give Jenny Levy a thanks for giving me 2 fabulous players.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Okay.
Anson.